AITA for quietly removing my ring after my fiancé said we shouldn't act engaged anymore. I am 29, and until a couple of weeks ago, I was planning a wedding for the following spring. We had been engaged for 8 months and were together for 3 years before that. Everyone said we were the perfect couple. Her family adored me. My family adored her. We always joked that we were the ideal relationship. On paper, everything seemed wonderful. The conversation that changed everything happened on a Tuesday night. We were at her apartment, which was technically where we both lived, though I still kept my old apartment as a fallback since the lease was month to month. We had just finished dinner, nothing extravagant, just pasta and a salad, and we were doing the dishes together as usual. She was drying while I washed. Suddenly, she said, "I have been thinking about something." "Yeah, what is it?" "I think we should not act like we are engaged in public anymore." I stopped washing the plate in my hand. I held it under the running water for a second. "Okay." She looked at me, confused. "So that is it." "Okay. I thought you would ask why." I turned off the water and looked at her. I looked her right in the eye. She would not meet my gaze. She was focused on the dish towel in her hands, folding and unfolding it. "Do you want to tell me why?" I asked. "It is just that I feel like people have certain expectations now, like we have to be this perfect engaged couple all the time, and it is exhausting. I thought maybe if we just acted like we were dating again, the pressure would be off." "Understood." She looked at me then, surprised. "And that is it? What else would there be? You do not want to act like we are engaged in public." "I heard you. I am not going to force you to hold my hand or introduce me as the man you are going to marry if you do not want to. You are not mad." "I did not say that. But what good would getting angry do right now?" She seemed thrown off by my response, as if she had expected a fight or at least some resistance. When I offered neither, she just shook her head and went back to the dishes. We finished cleaning up in silence. That night, lying in bed, I could not sleep. Her request kept replaying in my mind. The more I thought about it, the stranger it seemed. Not strange in the sense that she was not entitled to her feelings, but strange in that people who want to be engaged do not typically ask to hide their engagement. They do not feel weighed down by expectations. They are excited by them. I started paying more attention after that. Small things I had brushed off suddenly seemed significant. The way she would angle her phone away when she was typing. How she had started going out for happy hours with coworkers more often, always with an excuse about networking. How she had stopped talking about wedding plans unless I brought them up first. On Thursday, 2 days after her request, she mentioned we were supposed to see her parents for dinner on Saturday. It was a monthly tradition, nothing formal, just dinner at their house. She brought it up casually as we were getting ready for work. "Do not forget about dinner with my parents this weekend." I remember. 6 o'clock in the evening, right? "Yeah. And can we just not talk about wedding stuff?" I told them we are still figuring things out. "You told them that?" "I just said we are taking our time with the planning. They were asking too many questions, and I needed them to back off a little." "Okay." Again, she looked at me like she was expecting more. An argument, a question, something. I gave her nothing. On Friday afternoon, I made a decision. I went to a jeweler and asked to have my engagement ring resized. Not hers, mine. I had gotten one too when we got engaged because I liked the idea of us both wearing a visible symbol of our commitment. It was a simple band, nothing flashy, but I wore it every day. "How long will it take?" I asked the jeweler. "Just a few hours. You can pick it up late this afternoon." "Perfect." I picked up the ring at 5:30 in the evening, except I had not just gotten it resized. I had asked them to engrave something on the inside. 3 words. She said no. I did not put the ring back on. Saturday arrived. We drove to her parents' house together. She was chatty in the car, talking about office gossip and something funny she saw online. I responded when necessary, but for the most part, I just listened. She did not notice I was not wearing my ring, or if she did, she did not mention it. We arrived at her parents' house at 6 o'clock sharp. Her mom hugged us both at the door. Her dad shook my hand and asked how work was going. Normal things. We sat in the living room while her mom finished preparing dinner. Her dad offered me a beer, which I accepted. Her sister and brother-in-law arrived about 10 minutes later with their 2 kids. More hugs, more chatter. The kids immediately started showing me their new toys. I interacted, grateful for the distraction. When dinner was ready, we all moved to the dining room. Her mom had made a roast chicken with all the fixings, The same meal she made almost every time we came over. We started passing the dishes around, everyone serving themselves family style. Her mom was in the middle of asking her sister a question about work when she stopped mid-sentence. She was staring at my left hand as I reached for the salad bowl. "Where is your ring?" she asked. The table fell silent. Everyone looked at me, then at her. "I had it resized," I said calmly. "I picked it up yesterday, but I have decided not to wear it anymore." Her face went pale. "What? Why would you not wear it?" "Because your daughter asked me to stop acting like we are engaged in public," I said, looking directly at her mother. "And I figured wearing an engagement ring probably counts as acting engaged." Her mother's expression shifted from confused to concerned. "She asked you what?" "On Tuesday night," I said. "She said she does not want us to act engaged in public anymore. She said it was too much pressure, too many expectations. So, I am respecting her wishes." She shot up from her chair. "Can we talk about this in private? You made your request in private, but this is the public consequence. Your family should probably know you are having second thoughts about marrying me." "I never said that." "You did not have to. People who want to be engaged do not ask to hide their engagement. People who want to get married do not tell their parents they are still figuring things out after being engaged for 8 months. Her father put down his fork. "Is that true?" She looked around the table at her entire family watching her, waiting for an answer. "You are making it sound worse than it is." "I just needed some air." "Air from what?" her sister asked. "From everyone constantly asking about the wedding. From everyone having an opinion on every decision. From feeling like I have to be this perfect bride-to-be all the time." "So you told him to stop acting like you two were engaged?" her mother said slowly. "Instead of just telling people to mind their own business about the wedding plans?" She did not answer. She just stood there, tears starting to well up in her eyes. I stood up as well. "I should probably go. Thank you for dinner." "Wait," her father said. "Let us all calm down and talk this through." "There is nothing to talk through." She made her position clear. "I am respecting it. If she decides she wants to get married, she knows where to find me. But I am done pretending everything is fine when it is obviously not." I left. I just walked out of the house, got in my car, and drove back to my own apartment, the one I had kept just in case. I had never been so grateful for a backup plan in my life. Update 1. She called me 14 times that night. I did not answer. She sent me another 26 texts that ranged from angry to regretful to confused. I read them but did not reply. Around midnight, she showed up at my building and buzzed my apartment intercom repeatedly until I finally picked up. "Let me come up. We need to talk." "Not tonight." "Please, I need to explain." "You already explained. You do not want to act like we are engaged." Message received. "That is not what I meant." "Then what did you mean?" "Because from where I am standing, it seems pretty clear. You got cold feet. You did not know how to say it directly, so you try to back out of the engagement piece by removing the public commitment first." Silence on the other end. "Then, can I please just come up?" "No. Go home. We will talk when you figure out what you really want." I hung up. She buzzed 4 more times, but I did not answer. Eventually, she left. Sunday morning, her mother called me. It was unexpected. "I am sorry about last night," she said. "That was a lot. It was not your fault." "I know, but I still feel I should apologize. For what it is worth, I think you handled it well. Better than I would have in your shoes." I just told the truth. Exactly. And she needed to hear it, even if she was not ready. She paused. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course." "Do you still want to marry her?" "I thought about it for a long time. I want to marry the person I thought she was. The person who was excited about our engagement, who talked about our future like it was something she could not wait for. But that person has been gone for a while, and I do not know if she is coming back, or if she was ever really there." That is a very honest answer. It is the only one I have. She sighed. "For what it is worth, I believe she loves you. I just do not think she knows what she wants right now. And that is not fair to you." "No, it is not." We talked for a few more minutes before saying goodbye. Her mother was kind. She did not take sides. She just acknowledged that the situation was complicated. I thanked her for that. Update 2. Monday came. I went to work. I focused on my projects. I tried not to think about the disaster of Saturday night. During my lunch break, my phone buzzed with a text from her sister. She told me the real reason. What reason? Why she asked you not to act engaged. She was having doubts because one of her coworkers has been expressing interest in her. She did not want to shut it down completely because she liked the attention, but she also felt guilty. So, she tried to create this weird middle ground where she could explore that attention without technically being unfaithful. I stared at my phone for a full minute, then I called her sister. "Tell me everything." She did. Apparently, the woman I was engaged to had been confiding in her sister for a month about this coworker who was complimenting her, asking her to lunch, and texting her after hours. Nothing overtly inappropriate, but enough that she started questioning things, wondering if she had settled into a routine, if the grass might be greener somewhere else. "Did she do anything with him?" I asked. She says no. She says it was just flirting, that she was enjoying the attention. But she admitted that she asked you to stop acting engaged specifically because this guy had asked if she was single, and she did not want to say yes outright, but she did not want to shut him down either. So she tried to have it both ways. I see. I told her that was ridiculous, that she was being selfish and immature, that you deserved better than someone who could not decide if they wanted you or if they wanted to see what else was out there. She cried. She said she made a mistake. She said she realizes now that she was taking you for granted. She said she wants to fix things. Does she want to fix it because she actually wants to be with me, or because she got caught and is ashamed? Her sister was quiet for a moment. Honestly, I do not know, but I thought you deserved to know the truth. Thank you for telling me. That night, she came to my apartment again. This time, I let her up. She looked terrible. Her eyes were red from crying. Her hair was in a messy ponytail, and she was wearing sweatpants and one of my old sweatshirts. "I need to tell you something," she said as I opened the door. "I already know. Your sister told me everything." She looked like she was about to fall apart. "She told you about him?" "Yes." "I did not do anything. I swear, I did not do anything physical with him. But you did something worse. You kept the door open. You asked me to stop acting engaged specifically so you could explore your options without technically being unfaithful to me. You wanted a safety net while you tested the waters. I was confused. I was scared about getting married. And then this guy was giving me attention, and it felt nice, and I did not know how to handle it. So you handled it by asking me to hide our engagement, by lying to your family about our planning, by keeping me in the dark while you decided if you wanted to trade up for someone better? That is not what I was doing. That is exactly what you were doing. And the worst part is, if I had not called you out at dinner, you probably would have kept doing it. You would have kept me on the hook while you decided if this guy was worth leaving me for." She was sobbing now. "I am sorry. I am so sorry. I love you. I do not want to lose you." "Then why did you not tell him you were engaged the first time he showed interest in you? Why did you not shut it down immediately?" She did not have an answer. Or if she did, she could not say it out loud. "I think you should go," I said softly. "Is this it? Are we over?" "I do not know. But I do know that I cannot marry someone who is not sure they want to marry me. And you have made it very clear that you are not sure." Update 3. The next 2 weeks were brutal. She kept trying to talk to me, repeating that she made a mistake, asking for another chance. I did not block her, but I did not engage much either. Just short replies confirming I was okay, that I needed time, that I could not give her an answer right now. Her mother called me again and asked if I would be willing to come to their house for dinner on Saturday. Just me and her parents, no one else. I almost said no, but something made me agree. When I arrived, her father answered the door. He looked tired. "Thanks for coming," he said. We sat in the living room. Her mother brought out coffee. They asked how I was doing, if I was eating right, if I was sleeping. The kind of questions parents ask when they are worried about you. "We want you to know that whatever you decide, we understand," her mother said. "And if you cannot forgive what she did, if you cannot move past this, we will not judge you. You have been nothing but good to her and to this family." But, her father added, and I could tell there was more. "We also want you to know that she is devastated. She cut things off with that coworker completely, told him she was engaged, and to never contact her again. She is in counseling. She is trying to figure out why she self-sabotaged like that. She is genuinely trying to understand what she did wrong." "That is good for her," I said. "Seriously, I hope she figures herself out." "Do you think you could ever trust her again?" her mother asked. I thought about that. I do not know. Trust is not something you just decide to give back. It is something that is earned over time. And right now, I do not know if I have the energy to wait around and see if she will earn it back. Her father nodded. "Fair. More than fair, really." We talked for another hour. They did not pressure me, did not try to convince me to take her back. They just wanted me to know that they saw what happened, that they did not approve of it, and that whatever my decision was, they would respect it. When I was leaving that night, her mother hugged me at the door. "You are a good man," she said. "Whether you stay with her or not, you deserve someone who sees that and never takes it for granted." Final update. It has been 6 weeks since the dinner where everything fell apart. The engagement is officially off. I asked for the ring back. Not because I wanted to sell it or keep it, but because I needed that symbol of her commitment returned to me so I could move on. She gave it back without any questions. She is still in counseling. She sent me a long email last week, not asking me to come back, but just apologizing. A real apology, not the kind that comes with justifications. She took full responsibility for her actions, acknowledged how badly she treated me, and said she understood why I could not forgive her. She wished me well. It was the most honest communication we had had in months. I still have not replied. Maybe I will. Maybe I will not. For now, I am focused on rebuilding my life without her. I moved my stuff out of her apartment 2 weeks ago, officially single for the first time in years. It feels strange, but not in a bad way. The engagement ring with the engraving is in my nightstand drawer. She said no. It is not technically accurate, since I was the one who ended it, but the sentiment fits. She said no to a full commitment. She said no to prioritizing our relationship over some other guy's attention. She said no to acting like we were engaged in public, which, at its core, was saying no to the engagement altogether. Her family still texts me sometimes. Her sister checks in every few days. Her mom sent me a care package last week with homemade cookies and a note saying she was thinking of me. It is odd to maintain ties with an ex's family, but they are good people, and I am not ready to cut them out completely. As for me, I am okay. Some days are harder than others. Some days I miss the comfort of what we had, or what I thought we had. Other days, I feel a profound sense of relief that I found out who she really was before we got married, before we had kids, before we bought a house together. Better to break off an engagement than to file for divorce. My ring is not being resized. That is a lie. It has been in my drawer for weeks. I just cannot bring myself to put it back on. I cannot wear a ring. Maybe one day, with someone else. Someone who does not need space from being committed. Someone who will be proud to tell the world that she chose me. Until then, I am just here. Rebuilding, learning, figuring out what I want from the next relationship when it comes, and making sure I never ignore the red flags again, no matter how much I want to believe everything is fine. The table that night went silent because everyone finally saw what I had been seeing for weeks. The missing ring was not just about a piece of jewelry. It was about the truth. And sometimes the truth has to be put on display for someone to finally acknowledge it. Comment. You know what really stands out from this story is the incredible power of trusting your intuition. So often, we ignore those small red flags because we're afraid of what the truth might be. But the main character here shows us that our peace of mind is worth far more than a fragile illusion. He didn't create drama. He simply created a moment where the truth could no longer hide. It's a powerful reminder that true commitment doesn't ask for ambiguity or force space from the relationship itself. Real love is clear, confident, and proud to choose you every single day. If you ever feel like you have to guess where you stand, that's your sign. Having the courage to demand clarity and to walk away if you don't get it is the highest form of self-respect. It's always better to rebuild on a solid foundation of truth than to live in a beautiful house that's about to collapse. Always remember what you deserve. If you like the stories, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.